Hey guys, welcome back to Honey Money SG, and in this channel we are all about building financial knowledge, share money saving hacks, and also help you lead a fulfilling quality of life. So it's time again in the fourth quarter of 2021 to do my REIT dividend portfolio update to show you guys how much portfolio would you receive if you invested in the same REITs as me. And before I start, this is a quick disclaimer that none of it is financial advice and this video is not sponsored in any way. So consider all this as entertainment. Of course, if you're interested to invest in REITs but you do not know which broker to use, then highly recommend you to use MooMoo brokers or Tiger brokers because you could get one free Apple stock worth up to 200 Singapore dollars, which is quite a lot, right, as a sign up gift. Okay, let's start off with some of the portfolio updates after my previous REIT dividend video. So there are only two updates that I have, namely I added Keppel DC REIT 1000 units at the price of $2.35 because I felt that $2.35 is actually quite a strong support for Keppel DC REIT for the tech play, data center play, and it has a very good growth potential, and in terms of operating margin, this REIT is killing it. So I would say Keppel DC REIT is kind of fairly valued at $2.35. Of course, that is just my own personal opinion and your opinion may differ, and that's okay. Secondly is on the Mapletree Logistics Trust preferential offer. So I actually go and apply for this preferential offer whereby if you hold a certain number of Mapletree Logistics shares, then you are entitled to some shares offered at the preferential price, but you could also apply for excess so that I can give you some update of how much shares have I gotten under MLT preferential offer. So other than these two, I do not have any transaction updates. I try to keep my REIT portfolio kind of stagnant because I believe there's higher growth potential in the US growth stocks compared to the Singapore REITs, and REITs are more of an income and dividend passive income play. So for someone my age who is younger, who is willing to take on more risk, then it may not be quite a good option to put so much money into REITs because at this age you can actually take on more risk instead of just getting into dividend stocks. So with all that said, let me just update my 4Q 2021 dividends right now, and let's start the ball rolling with my first REIT, AJBU, Keppel DC REIT. So for Keppel DC or KDC in short, right, on the 20th of October, it actually gave me like $0.01421 per share. That means with my 3,000 shares, I'll get $42.63. So Keppel DC REIT, you realize that for the price trend is kind of stagnating between the range of $2.30 to $2.50, right? It kind of cannot break out that $2.50 barrier. So I felt that as long as it could break out 250, then coming to year 2022, we may see a chance, especially REITs like Keppel DC REIT actually running up, because 2021 has been such a challenging year from them, coming from competition like Digital Realty and also Mapletree Industrial Trust acquiring more data centers. So we'll see in year 2022 how does it fare for Keppel DC REIT. Okay, coming to the second month of fourth quarter, which is November, I did not receive any dividends, so I will skip that month and come to the next month of December. So for December, firstly, I had ME8U, Mapletree Industrial Trust, giving me around 0.0347 per share. So I had 5,259 shares, so that will give me a total dividend of $182.48. So Mapletree Industrial Trust stock price has been quite challenged as well, right? We see it falling from around $2.70 all the way to $2.60 plus, and not growing at all in this challenging REIT environment because of the interest rate fears as well. But I'm still holding on, and it's still quite a large position in my REITs portfolio of over 5,000 shares. So we'll see how about it in year 2022. Okay, next up on 8 December, we have ParkwayLife REIT, C2PU or PLIFE in short. Now, this is really the king of the REITs. It's giving me 0.0356 per share, and at 3,000 shares, it gives me around $106.80. So you can see that although ParkwayLife REIT do not have really strong dividend growth year over year, but their stock price have been just going to the moon, right? It almost behaves like a growth stock, growing it at like 20% to 30% each year in terms of a stock price appreciation. And people has been saying like ParkwayLife REIT has been really overvalued for the longest time, right? When I started investing in ParkwayLife REIT, it was at around $2.50, and at that time it was already considered super overvalued. And even though it's overvalued, it has now risen more than 2x of that $2.50 price target, right? And it's now more than $5. I myself is also amazed at how ParkwayLife REIT could grow into such a mega house REIT, like a growth stock, you know. So I'm really proud of this little investment that I had in ParkwayLife REIT. Okay, next up I had ticker M44U, Mapletree Logistics Trust. And for MLT, I had a dividend of 0.02173 per share. So multiplied by the 4,000 shares that I have, I will get $86.92 for my fourth quarter dividends. So MLT, even though he has hovered around $2 in the previous quarter, now that in the fourth quarter, it has been quite a disappointing quarter for MLT because it is really challenged in terms of the stock price, right? We have been hovering around $1.80, could not break the $1.90 again, but fundamentally, MLT is still a very strong business, right? We are talking about logistics warehouse, which is really vital for e-commerce business. So I continue to stay invested in this REIT unless I really need the cash to actually go and invest in other better growth investments. Okay, lastly, I had BUOU, Fraser's Logistics and Commercial Trust. So for this dividend, it is valued at 0.0257 per share. So multiplied by the 3,000 shares that I have, I will receive $77.10 for fourth quarter. So for Fraser's Logistics and Commercial Trust, FLCT, right, I felt that after it hit $1.50, it kind of stagnate there, right? You cannot fall below $1.45 and you cannot appreciate above $1.55. So it kind of always had been around this range and could not break out the previous price target. So this may be a sign that it's really hitting resistance. And for me, if I were to raise cash, I will actually sell off FLCT because I felt that this REIT is really going nowhere for the past year. And maybe the $1.50 price resistance mark may be a good price to actually sell it off and raise some cash from a better investment. So these are just my thoughts on the 5 REITs that I hold, right? None of it is really financial advice, just me talking to myself on how should I evaluate my own REIT portfolio strategy. But if you want to adopt it yourself, then that's okay too. So let's calculate the fourth quarter 2021 total dividends together so that you all can also see how much is the percentage yield if you were to invest in REITs in the individual tickers yourself. Okay, so my total dividends is close to $496, and if I use it to divide my total REIT portfolio value, which is around $50,000, right, then I'll get the yield of 0.99% for fourth quarter 2021. And you do know from my previous third quarter 2021 REIT dividend video, right, in terms of the trailing 9 months yield, I actually got like 3.13% for 9 months. So that was the REIT dividend yield. So if I were to add that 0.99% into the 3.13% trailing 9 months yield, then I'll get the full 12 months yield of my REIT dividend portfolio, right? So that would add up to a total of 4.12% for my full year dividends based on the REITs that I'm invested in. So 4.12% not really considered high and not really considered low, right? It's kind of stable because of these companies that I invest in are kind of mature, right? We are talking about these REITs with really strong sponsors, right? Like Mapletree, like Fraser's, Parkway, and even Keppel. And because I do not hold any tourism and hospitality REITs as well as those retail mall REITs or commercial mall REITs, right, those yields are typically higher than 5 or 6%. So those will actually pull your REIT portfolio yield up. But since I don't hold them, instead I mainly hold those industrial REITs, logistics REITs, and data centers, right? All these are really lower yield because they are considered more safe assets compared to the commercial, the retail, and the tourism REITs. So you really do have to adjust for your expectations because this is the risk appetite that you are willing to take. That's why you also have to be prepared that the yield will come lower, and this is all within the expectation of my REIT portfolio. And like I mentioned, right, I felt that this REIT portfolio is just my cash portion because the price is never going to go up like going to the moon like the other growth stocks. So I'll consider it if I really need to raise cash, then I may sell a portion of my REITs portfolio to actually raise cash to go and fund my other investments that have higher potential return. So I hope all this really makes sense for you, and if you're really interested to start your stock picking journey with either REITs or growth stocks, right, then highly recommend you to start signing up with Tiger or MooMoo Brokers. Get your 1 free Apple stock using my referral link down below. It's worth up to $200, so I don't see why not just go sign up, get that free gift, and of course that will greatly benefit my channel as well because I earn some affiliate referral from that. So I hope all this REIT portfolio dividends update really give you some value on how to really invest in REITs and maybe give you some thought thinking process on how you should go and evaluate your investments, because this mindset may change over time and you really need to have a solid mindset so that you will really have the conviction to hold the stocks if it really goes down, right? So do help me smash the like button if you enjoyed my content, and consider subscribing to my channel. Also join us over at the Honey Money Telegram group at Honey Money SG. And if you have missed my third quarter dividend portfolio update, then highly recommend you to watch this video over here, because I will go in sequential format, right? My 1Q, 2Q, 3Q, 4Q videos on my REIT dividends. Then it will show you my journey I come so far for this year, and maybe give you guys some inspiration on how it started versus how it's going. So thank you for watching. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.